Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Don't you just love heavyweights? Don't you? Alright, people. So Daniel Dubois stops Kevin Lerena in the third round. And boy, was this an entertaining scrap. 5 knockdowns in 3 rounds. I expected Daniel Dubois to win this fight, but I didn't expect him to have the trouble that he did. Looking at Kevin Lorena's record, he didn't come into this fight with a reputation of being a devastating puncher. He didn't come into this fight, with the reputation of being, a big heavyweight, big, strong heavyweight. He was coming up from cruiserweight. And the way he put on, it appears to be mainly muscle. So normally, well, more often than not, what you should have when you're coming up from cruiserweight, you should retain your speed. I was thinking he's probably not going to retain his speed at all in this fight. So Dubois is going to piece him up with the jab and probably either overpower him or land a straight right hand and then just go in for the finish. Now, he did piece him up with the jab. He did land the straight right hand and then go in there for the finish, but not without going through a lot of adversity in the first round. Now, the first round, Daniel Dubois, he came out looking to throw the jab. And that's what he was doing. He was establishing the jab. He was doing all right in the first round, truth be told. And he just looked off. I don't know if he was trying to work on being a bit more fluid, because he just seemed he seemed still robotic in there, but the way he was boxing it just looked strange. He was keeping, in that range with his jab, but Dubois' head movement, as I said, he's non-existent. He's very, very stiff, very stationary. Even when he's, never moves his head off center line, anything like that. And towards the back end of the first round, it was like a left that went in from Lorena, and it appeared to it happened so quick as well, because I was watching this on ESPN, and they cut to Tyson Fury's dressing room, so it was a picture in picture, and you see this left go in, and Dubois go down, and I was kind of like, what? And Dubois, his punch resistance isn't terrible. He took plenty of good shots from Joe Joyce, who's very heavy-handed. So he went down, and I kind of thought, okay, how badly hurt is he? His legs didn't look right. His legs didn't look good at all. It looked like a real shot that messed with his equilibrium. And Daniel Dubois then took a knee straight after, not long after, I should say, and a shot didn't appear to really go in. But he took a knee, and the referee called it a knockdown, gave him a count. And I was immediately when you see that, you have flashbacks to the Joe Joyce fight. You just think to yourself, is he quitting? Has he gone? Is Daniel Dubois a fighter who just cannot get through adversity? Is the demons of the Joe Joyce fight still there? And he got back up and he took a knee again towards the end of the round. And a lot of the times in the UK, a referee will call it after 3 knockdowns. Howard Foster didn't. And interestingly, there was 10 seconds left to go in the first round, but the bell went. Anyway, next round, Dubois' legs look very, very unsteady still. And I do wonder if maybe because I was looking at the replays, and I wonder maybe did he tweak something in his knee? Maybe potentially that was why he took the knee, because he hurt it. Maybe potentially it could be because he seemed to land awkwardly, like when you when you plant your feet, he seemed to kind of land awkwardly before the second knockdown. So I wonder maybe was there some injury there. I don't know. I haven't seen the interviews or anything like that. But the second round was a better round for Dubois. He was still getting hit with that left by Kevin Lorena. I was actually thinking to myself, is this going to be shades of Corey Sanders? Because it reminded me very similar of it, a small guy who's, not really thought of as at heavyweight. Obviously, Corey Sanders was a much better puncher than Lorena, but puts Klitschko down twice in the first round and then finishes him off in the second. I was thinking, will that be the same? But Dubois, to his credit, he just stuck a jab on Kevin Lorena, and I don't really know what it was. Did he freeze? Because you would have thought the commentary team were saying on the ESPN feed that Kevin Lorena just go for it, because Dubois' legs still didn't look particularly steady in the second round, and I think he should have went for it as well. At the end of the day, yeah, you're taking a risk, but he ended up getting knocked out anyway, so maybe it was a risk worth taking. Because Dubois, towards the back end of the second round, appeared to get his legs back underneath him. Actually finished it with a nice little head-to-body combination, which I think won him the round. So then we go into the third round, and that was the round where Dubois, you could tell that, he recovered from the shot. He recovered from the concussive effect of the shot. He seemed to have his legs back underneath him. He was boxing pretty behind the jab. He was keeping it at range. And, Kevin Lerena was just coming in, high guard, no head movement, walked straight into a big, big right hand. Dubois is a tremendous puncher. You don't want to give him a chance to hit you. Well, he did. Kevin Lerena went down. Dubois is a very, very good finisher. Very, very good finisher. Lit him up with combinations, backed him up into the ropes, landed a big uppercut. You could see Lorena's head snap up, and Lorena sagged into the ropes. Referee Howard Foster called a halt to the fight. You could say it was a premature stoppage, not because he was taking punishment. He was taking punishment, but the bell did go. So Howard Foster, at the end of the day, Dubois was down. He wasn't in as much trouble. Granted, he wasn't in as much trouble, but he was down 3 times in the first round. The bell went. You let the fight carry on. The bell went at the end of this round. You did stop the fight. There'll be question marks. I mean, for me, it looked like there was a good 10 seconds to go in that first round. The bell went. Nevertheless, I still think that Dubois is a finisher. He would have got to Lorena in the next round anyway, in my opinion. I don't think that... at the end of the day, you could say like it was a premature stoppage, but realistically, that's just a nitpick. I think Dubois would have got to him anyway, because Kevin Lorena, I think, was pretty much done at that point anyway. So Dubois moves on. Very entertaining scrap, have to say. Very, very entertaining. I think that this, although for some people from the outside looking in, they might look at it and say, oh, Dubois, he's finished, he's garbage. This may be a blessing in disguise, because I think for Dubois, this will hopefully get rid of the demons of the Joe Joyce fight. Yeah, you were down 3 times. You were really only down once from a shot. The other 2 times you voluntarily took a knee. And you were able to pick yourself back up, get up off the canvas, and win the fight. You were able to do that. So when people are saying, do you have the heart? Can you get through adversity? I mean, how much more adversity could you want? You're down 3 times in the first round. You're down by 3 points already on the scorecards. Your opponent knows that he could hurt you. You're able to put that to one side, get up, get back behind your jab, get boxing, and then take the guy out yourself. I think that's going to do great things for his confidence. I think he has to move that goddamn head of his, because it's always on center line. I mean, the left hand at the start of the second round was landing for Lorena. He just is so... I don't think you can really fix that, though. I really don't think you could fix that. I don't think that... Shane McGuigan is good with that kind of thing, and if he can't really get him, moving his head off center line, I don't think anyone can. I think it's just drilled into Dubois at this stage. But nevertheless, in terms of him recovering psychologically from the Joe Joyce fight, I think this will help him personally. He's been able to get through adversity, come back and get the win. So, yeah, this is why we love heavyweight boxing at the end of the day. Some people could say, gee, does this mean we have hope for the main event? I'm going to say no, Elastic don't reach that far, but you never know. You never know. I'll talk to you after the main event. We'll probably do a live straight after Fury versus Chisora, so stay tuned for that. For now, lads and lassies, I'll talk to you. I hope you enjoyed the fight. Smash the like button on the way out.